Morning, everyone. Anyone that's watching, hello. Um, oh, just seen I've got the Hoover behind me. That's authentically true, isn't it? Um, Hi, I just thought I'd talk today a bit about the last week. I didn't do a talk last week, and I was thinking whether I'd talk about why I didn't do the talk last week. But I will actually. Uh, So Sasha Stone was going to be in Hampshire on Tuesday. Well, he was in Hampshire on Tuesday, and I went to see him. Leading up to that, I had several messages, different people giving their opinions. Um, I don't know why he's so trolled, but there is a lot of people with a lot of opinions about Sasha. I can only speak for myself, and he's very, very nice to me. That doesn't mean to say other people's had different um, experiences. So, and I honour them with what they've had to or what they've experienced. So, but with me, I can only speak for me. And I do believe he's woken so many people up to what's going on. I found his talk absolutely brilliant in a way. He did tell a lot about his story, um, and his life story, um, and all the different people he's met, and so from his perspective, he talked about that. Anyway, leading up to last week's Friday talk, because there was so much around that, I decided not to do a talk because there were so many opinions, and we talk so much about not to judge other people. And also, if you see something within someone else that you don't like, then that's showing you something you don't like about yourself. And I know that can hit a nerve with people. If my husband Joe ever says about anything, and then I say, well, that shows you something you don't like about yourself, that does hit a nerve with some people, without a doubt. And of course, you don't want to think that. A perfect example was the other day when we were at the Roll Right Stones, and someone said something about Jeremy Clarkson, and I straight away said, "Oh no, I wouldn't have watched that." So that just showed me. And then I said, "Well, that shows me that there's something about that man that I don't like about myself." And then I had to contemplate that. I didn't have to, but I did. Just so that just shows how quickly we judge different situations, different people. So looking at the ones that messaged me or actually spoke to me about Sasha, then I could just easily say, that's triggering you, and it's for something that you need to look at within yourself. Following on from that, though, because I was questioning whether I should even go, actually, thank goodness for Ho'oponopono, because that brings you back to the place. But, a very trusted, lovely friend of mine, I spoke to about this, and he said about our Friday morning talks. And so when Ellie and I are doing a talk together, it can be a bit, fun. She'll say something and it'd be quite funny. And then he said, "Oh, that's a dustbin man. I hope you don't hear that." Oh, oh, you can still hear me all right, is what I mean. The phone's here somewhere because the doorbell's just gone, and that's because the dustbin men are outside. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, it's in my pocket. I'll just turn that off. Um, he said he thinks about people that might be watching that, can't feed their children, or, all I would say is to that, because of course there is that situation. Um, And all I could do then was just Ho'oponopono, because the higher vibration, anyone watching this that is in a difficult situation, and I know it can be, but the highest vibration you can think of, thinking of the most joyful time you've ever had in your life, or what brings you joy. So my dogs, for instance, I know I always say that, but to keep your vibration as high as possible, and that attracts higher vibrational things to you. And if you totally focus on the lower, and we've all been through this to get to where you are now, so to understand that if you think of the lower vibration, then that's what you will attract you. So we do all know that. Anyway, yes, so of course I went to see Sasha on Tuesday. It was really lovely. I'd heard Dr. Alex, love him. I was in the Roll Right Stones with him a couple of weeks ago. And so I thought I knew his talk, and I didn't know if I'd hear anything, but that was brilliant as well. I learned more, even more. I think the more you hear something repeated, the more it makes sense, and really I enjoyed that. So I'm just going to show you, there's a picture of Sasha. I haven't posted, screen share stopped. Oh yes. I haven't shared any pictures of that onto Facebook, but Toby, bless his heart, ended up taking quite a lot of photos there, which he didn't think he was going to do. Anyway, Daphne asked if he would, so that was marvellous. And so that was that night, and really enjoyed it. I'll just run through a few of the things that he talked about. Oh, that might have been Alex Lemon. Did we realise just how important the 8th of April was this year, the solar eclipse? Do we all realise how important that is? Dateline 0. So he went into that a bit more, but he showed this map of how many dates recently and what symbol that made. So time of atonement, it just bringing us to where we are now, that we know that there's a sort of tipping point, that we really need to have love as the main feature, to be at this tipping point. The 4 minutes and 28 seconds of the hum that everybody did then, like we put our own event on, even though Sasha and Alex were in Mexico together doing the hum. We had an event here in Lyndhurst where everyone was here, and we did the hum for the 4 minutes 28 seconds, but Bob Dibdin had done the whole evening for us. So that just reiterated for me as well just how important the 8th of April was. But he also talked about the 21st of August 2017 was significant in this combination of dates. June the 10th, 2021, and October the 14th, 2023. And if you look at that on, this grid that he showed, it all combined to the 8th of April. And like the 21st of December 2012, we didn't know at the time, like I knew because I think I was with Joan that day. We went round and meditated at Joan's that day. But there was people that all met up knowing that there was something about that date, but not realising what it was. And of course, it was the start of the 20-year transition from where we've been to the golden era. But it's taken me years to really understand that. So I don't think we'll understand straight away, even now, what the April the 8th, 2024 really meant. But it was the start of an amazing time for us going forward on our higher timelines, higher vibrations. He talked about a particular, what's the man's name? Dr. Emoto. I was going to say his other name, but it's gone out of my mind. Anyway, yeah, he did this experiment. He'd done so many experiments with water, but this particular one was taken from a pond, I guess, and frozen, and the crystal that it made was really not nice. I haven't got the picture up that I can show you, but and then he had 500, Dr. Emoto had 500 people from all around the world with their intention of sending love to that water. And then it was frozen again, a small part of it, frozen again, and it was the most beautiful crystal. So the point being there is when I've asked for healing for those two wonderful boys and anyone else that needs healing around the world, I mean, literally just put your thoughts out for a world being healed. And I saw a post this morning from a friend and said, to be fair to your children, heal yourself, not to bring your broken self to your children. Something like that. It was very similar to that. Anyway, yeah, so 500 people. So when all these people were sending love and really so overwhelmingly sending love and healing to these two boys, it has been amazing. And just trusting then that absolutely that does help. So yeah, that was just sort of reinforced that. He talked about the flea story, and he showed a video of, and you might have well have seen this, but anyway, where there's so many fleas in a jar, and they were kept in there for 72 hours, I think, and they could only jump to a certain, because of the size of the jar. And after the 72 hours, when they were taken out, I don't know how they were taken out of the jar. I can't remember if he said they smashed the jar or whatever, but the fleas still stayed in that particular shape of the jar. They wouldn't even jump any higher. So the point there being is how indoctrinated we have been. Absolutely. Oh, there's so many things going through my mind, like these Olympic Games, and how they started that video. To think that's okay to be showing that to children. Anyway, I won't go into that. He said about singing to babies for the first 21 days of their life. So we have times when we're frustrated or tired or hot, and how easily we can be annoyed with situations around us or whatever. But the more we can keep a level tone with the babies, and sing to your baby in a tone, or even, and I know I've heard before how much classical music is good for, I'm not sure I'd want to listen to classical music, but how good it is for the baby to listen to. So if it had been played to me, I'd probably love classical music. But it's so calming for the body. We're made mostly of water. And so, am I jumping all over the place? So there's so many things I want to share this morning. I'm not going to stick to 22 minutes. If it goes beyond that, I'm going to carry on. Yeah, so when you sing to a baby or play music when the baby's in the tummy, how good that is for every cell in the body. And it still is, the sort of music, especially if you get the right tone to it. And of course, Dr. Alex, he talked about the humming and how good that is for us to hear, and explained why that was. Anyway, what else was there about? There was, really horrible parts, because it was called past, present, and future. And so he sort of explained where we have been, where we are now. And it was a real quick, we had to shoot through where we're going, because so much had been said. But anyway, it was still marvelous. I thought there was another part I specifically wanted to mention that he talked about. Mm. Oh, I did want to just mention the turtle charity that Alex is. So if you've seen that video of Alex in Mexico and where those poor turtles have been hunted, or yeah, so he's it's an idea to if you want it. We all got charities that we'd love to, but yeah, for the turtles. That probably come back to me, the other bit I wanted to share with you. I did just put in there about turtles. Anyway, so I'll do another share screen because I've got a few things up I wanted to show you. Oh, I'm going to go to Facebook and do a share screen on that because last night I went to, here it is, share. I went to Sam's Sunflowers in Hayling Island. And I'll just show you. So you could, my sister, bless her heart, took the pictures and she didn't really get the piano in. The point was to see the dogs on the piano. They had all these different things all around the place that you could pose on. And so Freddie's learning how to pose. I'm just going to fly through these, but it was just such a beautiful place. He's still learning to pose. That's my sister. That I went with, and that was them. That was probably the best one of them together in the bath, but obviously I couldn't get Monty in. So that was that I wanted to talk about because that was just a really beautiful place. I saw Jo Dance last year, had gone there, and she had some brilliant pictures like in the bath and what have you. And so I really wanted to go there. Yeah, Hayling Island. It was a little trek for us, but really worthwhile. So that was that. And then if I look at share screen again, I'll just think I'll share this because it's really funny. I love all mythical beings, dragons, unicorns, gnomes, werewolves, pixies, and men who listen. I saw that yesterday. I thought I'd share that. Yeah, so going back to that, how we're triggered by different things. And it's so good to realize that if something annoys you, then that is probably a shadow within you that needs to be looked at. Completely up to you if you look at it or not. But if you push it down, then it just causes unease in the body, dis-ease. So yeah, you're better off to look at all these things. And so that was quite a thing leading up to that. So I didn't do a live last week. But we'll probably start again. I'd love to. Well, no, I am just sensitive, always have been. But Ho'oponopono's helped me so much with that. But you don't want to upset anyone. But in all honesty, you can't please everyone. So it was interesting to hear different people's views about Sasha. Overall, I just think he is doing a good job. He's woken so many people up. He's been to so many countries. I think if a lot of people did half the things that he did to help humanity, and I know there's probably other things, as there is with all of us. We all, have done things that we'd rather perhaps not have done or regret, or, well, regrets are pointless. And that's where Ho'oponopono again, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Just clear yourself of all those old memories and old tapes replaying. I'm sure there's more than that I wanted to talk about today. I thought I'd be going on forever. Not that I wanted to, mind. Oh yeah, I was just going to mention this. I'll just show you this. So this day of rejuvenation, I think everything we put out, it's got a different line to it. It's a wellness retreat, day of rejuvenation. It's all about the chakras. I know we've got 12, well, we've probably got way more than 12 chakras, but this is an amazing, £44, and that you're going to have all these different speakers. Donna Maxine White, most amazing, beautiful lady in Christchurch. She does tarot card reading, aura reading, crystals. She knows all about crystals. She knows about astrology, probably through her sister. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot Donna doesn't know, and she's followed by thousands because she's just a thing of wisdom. Wonderful. Then we've got Tim Wilde, who lives really close to there. So it's really good that he's going to come and give us a talk. He said he doesn't think he's ever done a talk as close to his home as that. So it's at Wimborne. We've put Wimborne on this one. It is Poole. The thing, Hamworthy Pool is called Poole, but it really is closer to Wimborne, I'd have said, than Poole. So I thought that gives a better idea of where it is than. Anyway, that's that. So Tim, most people know Tim, and so he'll be doing the heart chakra, I think he's talking about. Colin Flaherty. Colin's been a friend for years. He talks about balance in our home, and probably with the pendulum, he'll be doing the pendulum to show how we can clear our home. So if you wanted to bring along, it's going to be a very interactive day. So if you wanted to bring along a plan of your house, he can show you how to clear for good energy in the home. Carrie Pilcher, lovely Carrie. She's got her lovely son, Ziggy, who comes to all Tim Wilde's events, and Carrie's played the bowls at Tim's events. And what's amazing with that is she's got the chakra coloured bowls as well. So she'll be doing the singing bowls that day. We'll end the day with Carrie with a lovely singing bowl session. Alice Heath, who does In the Hot Seat. So if you know Jerry and Esther Hicks, it is very similar to that, where she'll go into ask her higher self any questions you want to ask. And there is a video I posted on here yesterday that you could watch of Alice. And even while she's just talking about the evening, oh, that's a different evening. She's doing another evening with us on the 27th of August, but it's all on my website anyway, Jackie-white.co.uk. JACKIE-white as the colour.co.uk, and you'll see all of it on there. So yeah, Alice is going to be with us on the 27th of August for an evening in the hot seat, but also on this day as well. Included in that, she's going to do her session where you ask any questions you like and her higher self will answer. And then Kate May, numerology, which I love numerology. I can't remember which chakra she's sort of concentrating on, but yeah, that's going to be a really lovely day in the Hamworthy Club. And the next day, we're going to be doing a mind, body, spirit pair there as well. So again, we've got loads of speakers. I'll talk about that next week because we've got Stephen Smith coming that day. That's just £3 entrance, and you come in, got all the stalls there, but talks throughout the day as well. I'm doing one on Ho'oponopono. Stephen Smith is going to go into a state of trance. And he was the first person I ever saw do a trance talk, where Frederick, his osteopath, German osteopath, comes through him, and he gets rapid eye movement and talks in a different voice. Fascinating to watch, but he's well known, very lovely man. So for him to come and do a talk during that day, it'll be the main thing at 1 o'clock, I think, his talk. Anyway, we'll be saying about that nearer the time. So that's the 7th and 8th of September, both at the Hamworthy Club. Yes. So it's been a funny time, but yes, we're going to carry on doing this talk on a Friday morning. And so I just got over my blip from last week. Thank you for anyone that's watching, and I'll speak to you again soon without the Hoover behind me. What have I got to do here? Oh, end. There. Lots of love.